There we go. What's going on, YouTube? 2022 is here. Everybody make their resolutions. I know I have not. Mostly because it's day one. Like, calm down. Well, we already jumping out on a resolution. It's Saturday. Jeez, tomorrow is going to be the Sunday. Push that off till Monday. I got 48 hours to make resolutions. New year, new me. I'm going to start a new thing. New year, new me, new code. Not the old code. Everything you wrote in 21, no one cares about that anymore. It's gone. It's donezo. It's legacy code. Actually, you write code without tests around it. You are writing legacy code. So I wanted to actually probably talk a little bit about side projects, side gigs. Mostly just side projects. Learning. How to learn. How does a senior software engineer out there continue to learn? That is probably one of the top traits, I would say, where you really have elevated yourself from that junior middle level up to a senior is your learning. You are continuously learning. And not only are you learning, you are wanting other people to learn. You are teaching other people. What am I going to learn this year? What did I learn last year? I don't know what I learned last year. I don't remember. But what am I going to do this year? I don't know. I remember I made like this 2021 trailer video out there, and God, it was awful. Like, I used like a ring light. I had that, like, I tried to shoot it on my phone and I had it zoomed in way too much. So I was like, up in here. I was like, whoa, that was intense. I actually pulled that video down. It's out there and I pulled it down because I'm embarrassed by it. And I was talking about, I'm going to take you on a trip and we're going to make Battleship. And that was a crazy idea. That was a half done up plan. But, you know, it had a good heart to it. And what the heart of it was is my philosophy on learning. Take something that you know and add to it. Take something that you know and add just a little bit to it each and every time you want to pick up something. Add to that foundational knowledge that you have. And so that's why last year I was like, oh, I'm going to take you on Battleship. It was like one of the first programs I wrote, right? Battleship's not that hard. So someone that wants to pick up a new language, one of the first things I always say, if you want to pick up a new language, go take a program that you previously wrote in another language and write it in this language. So you're a Java guy like me, and you're like, I want to pick up Kotlin. I would say go pick up Kotlin right away because it's pretty much mostly the same. Take a program that you wrote, just the foundational, not all the other stuff around it, just like the foundational core logic of it, like maybe something like a scoring game or like something like Battleship or an amortization scheduler for like a mortgage or something. Take that, write it in the new language because you have the reference material, something that you know works. Take that, write that to the new language, and then add to that. So add to it by, what are most of us doing now? We're doing microservices, right? Okay, so let's add some Spring Boot around it or something. Which I know I said Kotlin, but you get what I'm going here. Let's think more abstract. Add web service to it. So rather than you have to run it from command line, it's out there running, and you just send a post to it, a post command to it, and it kicks off it doing something. Do that. You know, actually, the bowling game actually sounds pretty simple. There's a great video. I don't think it's out there to the general public that Uncle Bob did on test-driven development, how he wrote a scoring app to do a bowling score game. But take something simple like that. Like if you have a bowling score game out there, which should be really easy to write, you could probably write that in like an hour or less, even if you don't do tests, which I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Like if you're going to learn it, learn it. Anyways, I'm going off topic here. You have something like that. Write some web service around it. Okay, now rather than command line, me punching in, gutterball, 7 gutterball, strike, gutterball. Let's make some API calls to it like that. Add a little bit to that. Okay, now you've got an app. It's got some APIs wrapped around it. maybe you want to do some scaling. So pick up some stuff about cloud or something and how you want to do scaling, but take what you already have. One thing that you should not do that's going to kill your motivation to learn is biting off more than you can chew. Trying to learn too much at once. I always say learn one thing, learn it well, and then learn the next thing. Don't try to learn a whole bunch of other little things. So if you were a Python developer and you're like, I want to go learn Java Spring Boot and I want to write APIs and all that stuff, don't jump in immediately doing Spring Boot stuff. And the reason why I say that is learn your foundation. Okay, I need to learn what I do in Python versus what I do in Java. Learn that. Okay, now I know Java. Let's talk about Spring Boot. Okay, now I pull down Spring Boot. They got tutorials on there. Okay, stepping stones, small little increments. It's almost like agile. I know, it's crazy. Just little increments, and that's how you'll get better. Otherwise, you're gonna fall into this like I don't know if it's decision fatigue, what it is. There's something that it is, and I actually struggled with this literally last night. I was thinking, okay, what do I want to learn in 22? I want to pick up another language. So I actually had already started Kotlin just because what I'm doing with current work, we have an Android app and iOS app. I know iOS, so let me go ahead and pick up the Android just again so I can be more beneficial to my team. Okay, Android, it's everything new is written in the Kotlin, so let me go learn Kotlin, right? So I'm going through my Big Nerd Ranch guide on Kotlin. And then another colleague was like, hey, we're talking about testing and stuff like that. And we were talking about like Cucumber, and he likes Go or he wants to learn Go. And I'm like, dude, I actually would probably like to learn Go. And I'm like, yeah, I'll pick up, let's do some Cucumber, let's do some Go. And all of a sudden last night I was like, whoa, you're doing too much. You're going out all these other places. Bring it back down. First, I need to finish my Kotlin journey. Finish that little thing. Then take what I built there and go write it in Go. Go learn Go. Go dog go. After that, pick up the Cucumber. Or take it, you can take it the other route. Pick up Cucumber, but learn it for what you're doing on the JVM. So use Cucumber with Java. You can still do multiple things. I mean, I try to take learning approach almost kind of like school. Remember school, you had like what, Monday, Wednesday class, Tuesday, Thursday class, no class on Fridays, unless you did the Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. So do it like that. Set up a structure where you're like, okay, Monday, Wednesday evenings, when the house shuts down, I'm going to focus on my Kotlin stuff. Tuesday, Thursdays, when the house shuts down, I'm going to focus on my Cucumber stuff. And then on the weekends, I'm going to catch up on Hawkeye. Have a little balance there. But do that. Don't jump in way too deep. Now, I'm not saying that nobody can do that. There are people that can do that. I'm just saying what I have learned and what I like to share with others is don't jump too deep. Don't bite off more than you can chew in the beginning. Because it's not so much that you'll fail, you're going to lose interest. And one thing that I have learned over these last 10 plus years is that if you're not doing it day in, day out, you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. What was it? I took that Azure Fundamentals certification just for like a work thing, just to be like, all right, I know the Wikipedia of Azure. Took that back in October. I don't remember a thing. I don't. Cosmo DB, Active Directory. It's Windows, so there's got to be an Active Directory in there somewhere. But I never used it after that. I lost it. Now, I go read on something about it or I get put on a project with it, it's probably going to come back a little bit, but you don't use it, you lose it. If you bite off more than you can chew, you're going to get overwhelmed with what you're doing. You're going to stop. You're going to take a break. Your break's going to turn from 1 week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks to a month. And all of a sudden you're back at square one. And here it is late February, March. And you're like, oh my God, I've already lost a third of the year. So don't do that. Small, little incremental steps. That is how you'll learn. So I'm curious what everyone out there is going to learn this year. I think my route is I'm going to finish up my Kotlin book, which, by the way, well, it's on me. It's underneath me right now. I can't show it to you. This is the first edition. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you about these guys. These guys got good books. So, I'm going to learn Kotlin. I'm going to finish Kotlin. I've got the second edition book down there. I'm going to go through that. And then after I go through that, I'm going to pick up Go. I want to learn Go. Pick up Golang, pick up another language. Then after that, maybe the Cucumber, or actually the Cucumber might be while I'm doing this stuff, but the Cucumber is going to be focused using it with Java because I do Java day in, day out. So I won't lose that. That's what I'm working on. I'm curious what everyone out there is going to be working on this year. So drop a line down below in the comments. Let me know what you're working on. I'm real curious to see how other people learn. Like I said, this is the approach that I go to is I try to find one little thing and I learn it piece by piece. Not piece by piece, but I learn it one little piece at a time. And then I go and pick up another thing and then another thing. And I just keep wrapping around that knowledge. And that's how I build up the knowledge. I'm curious how others do it. How would someone else say, okay, in the end, I want to be able to be efficient and knowledgeable in writing Go. I want to be knowledgeable around Cucumber for automated testing. And I want to be knowledgeable around, programming in Android, in mobile. And your background is, you're a heavy Java day in, day out guy with Java. How would you go? So leave me a note below. As always, hopefully everyone has a great year. It's 22. Let's do it. Let's make a difference, Let's have some fun. I think I'm going to try. I always say it, I'm going to do more videos and, and all this. Man, that's a lie. I'm gonna try to make more videos this year. I think that is one thing I'm also gonna do. That's a non-technical thing. That's a fun thing here. I'm gonna make more videos. I'm gonna try to post one of these out at least minimum once a month. So that's my goal. 12 videos this year. Here's video number 1, and I'll see you all in video number 2.